to our regular meeting of the Eagle Pass Independent School District. Today being Wednesday, February 15th, it is 5:51, and we call this meeting to order. Mr. Mijares, will you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Thank you, Mr. Mijares. Now we will go through roll call. We have Trustee Lupita Fuentes present, Trustee Glenna Purcell present, Trustee Dr. Hector Alvarez present, and Ms. Trustee Martinez will be here very soon. We have Trustee Victory Perry present. We have Richard Strieber, attorney, present. Our superintendent, Mr. Samuel Mijares, present, and myself, Jorge Barrera, present. We will now move to public hearing of the Eagle Pass Independent School District 2022-2023 annual report. And at this time, 5:52, we will open up the public hearing. There was no one signed up. Okay. There being no one, we will close the public hearing at this time. It is 5:53 and public hearing is closed. Thank you. We will now move to citizens' communications and recognitions. We do have a citizen communication. We have Mr. William Worrell with the United Medical Centers. Mr. Worrell?
Do you want me to run through the program or just answer questions, or what would you like me to do?
Well, the agenda item is open yet,
Go
either
ahead.
way is fine.
Okay. So I approached Mr. Mijares because in Laredo, Texas, there's a similar community health center like ours, Gateway Community Health. There they partner with the school district at 100+ locations and provide telemedicine. So the way this would work, if approved by the board, is that during the registration period when the students come in to register, if they would so like to, they can sign up with our consent form and our information. If for any reason themselves or your staff members were to become ill during the day, they could attend with the school nurse, and on site there we can provide telemedicine with one of our nurse practitioners or PAs or another provider. And we would also provide all the electronic equipment. We would also provide all the point-of-care testing, so they can be tested for RSV, flu, COVID, and strep on site. So I know when talking with Mr. Mijares that sometimes the issue comes up that a student may not be able to get in with their own provider when they leave, or they may not be able to take off work to take their child to the provider, and so they may not return to school for an extended period of time. This would allow them to be discharged from the school with follow-up care, with any medications should that be a needed necessity, and they'd be out the door, ready to return to school in a timely manner. So I did answer any of the questions you had with your attorney on the agreement and the MOU itself. So I'll be making all the changes as suggested by your attorney. And other than that, there was also provided a consent form and a form for the intake that will be part of your electronic packet and also on site if necessary. It's not necessary that all students sign up. As many as would like to can. If parents want to opt out, by all means, they are able to do that. And if they are uninsured, we'll provide them with our uninsured sliding fee scale plan. So the way this works is it's based on income. So if they are very low income or fall any level 200% of the federal poverty line and below, they'll be provided low-cost visits. If they do have insurance, we'll run the insurance. So this will be provided at all 24 sites and would be no cost to the school district.
Perfect.
Is it?
Thank you, Mr. Worrell.
Mr. Worrell, if I'm correct, this is available for the staff and for students?
Yes,
For
staff and
teachers,
students.
staff, principal, everybody? Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. We will now move to recognitions. Number 1, recognition of Graves Elementary Tigers cheer team for winning first place in the Youth Rec Level 2 division at the Fun Cheer Winter Wonderland cheer competition on December 11, 2022 in New Braunfels, Texas.
Good evening, Mr. President, distinguished members of the board, and of course, Superintendent Mijares. Thank you for allowing me to spend some time with you this evening. Our first recognition for tonight will be to honor Graves' cheer team. On December 11th, Graves' varsity cheer team participated at Fun Cheers National Championships in New Braunfels, Texas. And the girls rocked those mats and brought home some serious hardware. The Tigers nabbed first place in the Youth Rec Level Division. Way to go, Tigers, and keep snatching trophies. At this time, we invite the board to come forward, as well as Superintendent Mijares, for photos with our award-winning team. If any parents would like photos, you can take them at this time before we take our official one. Any parents? Okay. Our next award definitely has girl power. A big congratulations goes out to Eagle Pass High School students Kelly Alvarez, Angelica Conde, Rebecca Cumpian, Faye Reese, and Gabriela Santoyo, as they have been named AP Computer Science Female Diversity Award winners. Schools receiving the AP Computer Science Female Diversity Award have achieved either 50% or higher female exam taker representation in one or both AP exams, or a percentage of female computer science exam takers that meets or exceeds the school's female population. Providing female students access to computer science courses is crucial to ensure that they'll be set up for high-paying technology jobs where they can be innovative and creative. Research demonstrates that women are more likely to pursue computer science if they are given the opportunity to explore it in high school. We applaud these fine young ladies for taking a leap into computer science, and none of this would be possible without their AP Computer Science teacher and former Teacher of the Year, Mr. Jose Jimenez, for motivating them to reach their full potential. Way to go, ladies, and thank you, Mr. Jimenez. Parents' pictures. We can start the stars. It's the stars next. You have to read something, I think. Stars. Well, I think it'd be better to give both stars to Mr. That way he can.
Mic test.
All right, now we will go to presentation of 2022 Accountability Awards.
Who's ready to get some stars? We will be kicking things off with Ray H. Dar Elementary, B-rated school and a distinction in science. This year, we were lucky to have 6 A-rated campuses. And our first A-rated campus of this evening is Graves Elementary with a distinction in comparative academic growth. Our next A-rated campus is Glass Elementary. And now with a B rating, we have Juan and Seguin Elementary. And now, with a B rating and a distinction in comparative academic growth, we have San Luis Elementary. And now, wrangling in a B rating with distinctions in ELA reading, science, and post-secondary readiness are the Cowboys from Kirchner Elementary. The Roadrunners from Osita Valley Elementary have received a B rating and a distinction in comparative academic growth. Up next, with a B rating and a distinction in comparative academic growth, are the Bulldogs from Benavides Heights. These minors have definitely struck gold, as Seco Mines Elementary is our third A-rated campus and have earned distinctions in comparative academic growth and comparative closing the gap. Up next with a B rating is Sam Houston Elementary. Up next with a B rating and distinctions in science and comparative academic growth are the Lobos from P. Gallego Elementary. From Henry B. Gonzalez Elementary, we have a B rating. And now, our fourth A-rated campus with a distinction in ELA reading, math, science, comparative academic growth, post-secondary readiness, and comparative closing the gap is Liberty Elementary. Your next A-rated campus has earned distinctions in mathematics, science, comparative academic growth, post-secondary readiness, and comparative closing the gap. Congratulations, Serna Elementary. And now, rounding out your 6 A-rated schools with distinctions in ELA reading, mathematics, science, comparative academic growth, post-secondary readiness, and comparative closing the gap is Perfecto Mancha Elementary. We now move on to our secondary campuses, and with a B rating and a distinction in ELA reading and social studies, we have Eagle Pass Junior High. Also nabbing a B rating is Memorial Junior High. Up next, with a B rating and distinctions in ELA reading, mathematics, science, social studies, comparative academic growth, post-secondary readiness, and comparative closing the gap is Eagle Pass High School.
No, it's all of our department heads will be.
now closing off our recognitions with a C rating and distinctions in ELA reading, mathematics, and comparative academic growth is CC1 High School.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Congratulations to everybody. And now we will move on to district reports and presentations. We will take 1, 2, 3, and 4 together. It's the Financial Utility Tax Collection Report and Review Investment Officer's Annual Report of Investment Transactions for all funds for the quarter ended August 31st, 2022. Do we have any questions? ¿Cómo andamos?
Yes, we continue to do well with all of the reports that you have there in front of you, the 3 reports. On the financial report, when you look at the M&O, the revenues and the expenditures are within the allowable range that we should be after 5 months. We continue to do very good with our taxes. We should be at about 98%. And the utilities is starting to look a little bit better as the year goes on. I think we're looking at saving as of right now about $200,000. All the reports look very, very good. Are there any questions?
Any questions? If not, we will move on to number 5, presentation of the Eagle Pass Independent School District 2022-2023 Texas Academic Performance Report, taper, annual report.
Yes, Mr. President, we have Mr. Martinez that is going to do a very brief presentation of the TAPR.
Good evening, Mr. Mijares, Superintendent Mijares, Mr. Barrera, President of the Board, and board members, ladies and gentlemen. This is the report that is required, the annual report on accountability, and it's basically the same report that we do every year. Of course, we want to point the highlights for this year as compared to the previous year. So without further ado, the required elements are there on the screen. The district accreditation, the TAPR, which is the main driver of this particular report, the PIMS financial standards, the campus performance objectives, the report on discipline, the higher coordination board report on first year university attendees. And this year, they added the HB3 Early Childhood Literacy, Mathematics, and CCMR Board Planning Goals Report. I used to give that one separately. Now it's part of the same presentation as required by statute. And we are required to have a meeting as we are today, presented to the board. So the main thing is, of course, the first rating, which is the finance rating, is A superior, accountability rating of a B, special education determination status meets requirements, and accreditation status accredited. This we're required to state it at the meeting. And I have the actual document that certifies our accreditation, which is right there, and it is in your binder as well. With a presentation, of course, there is your first rating, there's our accountability rating, and the accreditation status. And we are required to report this to the board and to the community. Here are the ratings that were just presented a few moments ago. You already got to see the campuses. We have the distinctions as well. Those were already presented to the campuses along with their rating. They're the same. And this is where I'm going to spend my 2 minutes here for the presentation, and that's the difference of the performance we had last school year, 21-22, versus the previous year, 2021. If we look at the numbers, just the reading on the left side, 21-22, we're looking at approximately a 70% average, if you will, of students who were successful in those assessments, and the same thing is true for math, reading, and social studies. You're looking at about a 30-point gain from the prior year. And that basically gives us the idea that, yes, it does make a difference having the students in the classroom along with a teacher. There's no substitute for that. So that is the main takeaway. That's the approaches. Then we have the meets grades as well, the same trend, the same tendencies there. And the same thing with masters. This is what, of course, gives most of the campuses their distinctions. And I closed that section of the report with a graphic. And that's probably the best piece of information that I can give you. The graphic that tells you the dive that we took when we went into remote instruction, and it's in your binder. In the presentation, I also gave you an additional page, which is the same one, the actual printout, so you could see it better, and how we went down approximately 40-some points or so. And then this past year, you see the line going up on the right side as the district was able to bounce back. Now, we do need to take into consideration that as we bounce back, and let's see, I don't know that I can see it here or right here. As we bounce back about 40 points approximately. But having said that, we need to understand that we're not going to be able to grow 39 points anymore, because there's only so much growth you can have. Because once you grow, well, that's like, you can only grow so much one year. The following year, if you grew 40 points, you're probably going to grow at the most 20 points at the most. And the reason this is important is because this relative performance is what gives campuses their accountability in a time like coming out of a pandemic the way we did, okay? However, we need to highlight the fact that there was growth, and that's what gave the campuses the accountability that we have for this past year, okay? Any questions on those numbers? Because that's the biggest takeaway from the report that I can give you today. Everything else, of course, is statutory, is required, but this is the biggest message that I have. So do I have any questions from the board members or any observations that you would like to make?
Any questions?
Thank you. And we just have, of course, other information, attendance information, graduation information, and the last bit of information that I do want to give you is something that many times people don't get to see, people who are not in our business, and that's the last number at the bottom of that graph where it says at risk, 77.3. At risk means at risk of dropping out, okay? And we have a population of 77, I'm just gonna say 77% of our students who are at risk of dropping out. However, if you go a slide before, you can see that we graduate well over 90% of our students. So that's an excellent job from everyone at the campuses and every level of administration, that we are able to get a group of students who are challenged for different reasons, who are considered at risk, but yet we are able to graduate well over 90% of the students. And those are probably the two biggest takeaways that I have from tonight's report. And that's basically what I have for you, unless you have any other questions or comments or anything that you would like to ask.
Anybody have any questions? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Report. Now we will move to number 7. Action items. Number 1, consider and take appropriate action on the request to approve a memorandum of understanding between Eagle Pass Independent School District and United Medical Centers to provide telemedical and behavioral health services to school district students, faculty, and staff. I think we heard Mr. Worrell kind of give an explanation of what the program is. Mr. Mijares, anything else you'd like to add?
Yes, this memorandum already, our attorneys already reviewed it and did some additions and deletions, so it has already been properly checked, so everything's okay on the legal side.
It is final at this point, Mr. Strieber?
Yeah, it's, as far as the district's changes, yes, so what you'll be approving is the agreement with the district's changes that we put in.
Okay.
And I'm assuming, based on what was said tonight, that the medical center's going to accept those changes.
Okay. All right, so do we have a motion?
I so move.
We have a motion,
Second.
and we have a second by Trustee Purcell. Any other questions? If not, all in favor? All opposed?
President, I'll abstain on this.
We do have an abstention by Dr. Alvarez. Motion passes, 5 favors and 1 abstention.
6 favors.
No, Chris.
I don't know, Chris.
Chris is not here. Yeah. Okay. Motion passes. Thank you. Number 2, consider and take appropriate action on the request to accept Southwest Texas Junior College diesel mechanic co-op students to complete on-the-job training hours at the EPISD Transportation Mechanic Shop. Mr. Mijares?
Yes, this is a MOU so that the students at the diesel mechanic at the junior college can do their training hours at the bus barn. So this is something we've done before.
Are they already doing it now?
I believe Mr. Raisa's, are they doing it now, Mr. Raisa?
Until we do
Until it
this?
gets approved. Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? If not, do we have a motion?
I so move.
Motion by Trustee Fuentes. Do we have a second? Second by Trustee Perry. Any other questions? If not, all in favor? All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Now we will move to consent items. We will take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 together. Do we have a motion?
I so move to approve.
We have a motion by Trustee Fuentes. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Trustee Martinez. Any other questions? Comments? If not, all in favor? All opposed? Motion passes unanimous. Please thank all the donors on behalf of not only the board, but on behalf of ISD. A lot of them are pretty good donations, or all of them are pretty good donations that we will definitely accept.
Yes, and I do, in addition to thanking all the donations, Dr. Alvarez has reached out to us about a truckload of wipes that were donated to the district. So we made the arrangements to pick them up, and we have them at central receiving already, and they will be distributed to all the campuses, so the teachers have to be asking for wipes anymore from the students.
Perfect. Thank you all. The Board of Trustees of the Eagle Pass Independent School District will convene in closed session as authorized by Texas Government Code Chapter 551 to deliberate upon the following matters. The board will hear the request to hire personnel to fill vacancies pursuant to TGC 551.074. Do I have a motion to convene in closed session?
I so move.
We have a motion by Trustee Purcell. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Dr. Alvarez. All in favor? All opposed? The motion passes. The time is 6:41 and the date is Wednesday, February 15, 2023. And the Board of Trustees is now in closed session and no action will be taken in closed session. Thank you. Okay. The time is 6:59 p.m. The date is Wednesday, February 15, 2023, and the Board of Trustees of the Eagle Pass Independent School District is now in open session, and we will move to item number 10. The board will consider and take appropriate action on the request to hire personnel to fill vacancies pursuant to TGC 551.074.
Mr. President, I move to approve the request to fill vacancies as discussed in closed session.
We have a motion by Dr. Alvarez. Do we have a second? Second by Trustee Fuentes. Questions? If not, all in favor? All opposed? Motion passes. We will now go to correspondence and information. Mr. Mijares? No. Yes. No.
Yes, just a reminder on the online cybersecurity training was supposed to be done annually. The human trafficking every 2 years, and this is available through our EduHero. Also, a reminder on the governance camp in Galveston, March 1st through the 4th. Let us know if you're interested in attending. And our spring break will be March 13th to the 17th. And that's all I have.
Perfect. Thank you. Now we'll move to adjournment. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I so move.
We have a motion to adjourn. We have a motion by Trustee Purcell. Do we have a second? Second by Trustee Fuentes. All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes. Meeting is adjourned. It is 7:01, Wednesday, February 15, 2023. This meeting is adjourned.